If you're considering a move to Central Florida, you've come to the right place. Hi, it's Jackie and George, and in today's video, we're talking about the 5 must-know points about relocating to Orlando.
Whether you're interested in how to get around, in the communities, the weather, and even the cost of living, we've got you covered. Let's get started.
The first thing we need to talk about is the different areas in Orlando. Orlando is huge, and Central Florida is huge as well. In fact, we have almost 2.75 million people living in the greater Central Florida metropolitan area.
Now, that seems like a lot, but it doesn't feel that crowded in Central Florida. We actually made a video on the 6 different areas of the Central Florida communities, and we're going to drop that down below in the comments for you as well. It's called Knowing the Central Florida Communities, the 6 areas that are the best places to live. And the easiest way to describe this is if we were to overlay on a map a circle and then a larger circle around it with 5 different quadrants. This is covered in that video, and it breaks down each particular area of Central Florida for you. What's important to know is that no matter where you live, getting around Central Florida is pretty easy. And we're going to cover that in the 3rd section. So let's move on.
Before we move on, I'd like to ask a favor of you. If you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please consider hitting the notification button, subscribing, and dropping a comment down below. And if you have already subscribed, thank you so much. It means the world to us, and we'll continue to put out these videos to keep you up to date with all the latest that's happening in Central Florida. Now the fun part, we have to talk about the lifestyle of living in Florida, particularly Orlando.
Now, a house is a house, and that's where you spend a vast majority of your time, but that's not lifestyle. Lifestyle is what's around you, is your community, and that's what we're going to cover now.
You can't talk about Florida without talking about the beaches, and we go to beaches a lot because we have them on both sides of us. Our favorite beach is New Smyrna. We love being able to drive on the beach, and the garlic restaurant Chef's Kiss is one of the most fun places you will ever visit. Here's a pro level tip. They open at 4 o'clock, but if you want to be sat early, stand in line at about 3:45. Something most people don't know about is that Orlando and the surrounding area is full of parks. And our favorite park is Jacquie State Park. You've got to see it, you've got to visit it. And no matter what, there are about 100 parks in Central Florida, so you'll never be wanting for something to do outdoors.
There is so much to do in Central Florida. Now, while weather does play into it sometimes, particularly in the summer, and we're going to cover that in a later section, you're never going to be at a loss for activities and things that are fun to do. I said activities on purpose.
We love our activities.
Okay.
Enter Step Brothers reference here, please.
So we can? No?
Yes. Yes.
Sweet.
You can make fun.
I knew it.
Okay, you guys are not going to regret this. We're going to get so much more activities done.
This is the funnest night ever.
We have some of the world's best golf all around us in Central Florida. In fact, in Lake Nona, we have the United States Tennis Association headquarters. Pickleball is becoming a huge interest in Central Florida as well. And I've taken up biking and walking much more in the recent years, and that's accessible all over Central Florida. A fun fact you may not know is just to our west is a town called Claremont, and it is the headquarters for the triathlon training of the United States.
And it's very hilly. Ooh.
Wicked hilly, but it's great. It's a cool community up and coming. This is a great community that is just thriving, and it's also the Ironman triathlon training capital of the world because of those super hillies that Jackie just talked about. What I'm trying to say is you're going to have a blast here.
The cost of living has definitely risen in Orlando. However, it is still competitive across the country. As a matter of fact, we did a video on the cost of living comparison, and we're going to drop that link down below. And if you'd like for us to do a cost of living comparison for your particular area, just drop a comment down below and we'll get it done. Yeah.
Getting around Orlando used to be a challenge, but we've done a lot of work to the infrastructure, and it's made it substantially easier and much quicker. The 2 most important roads to be aware of are the I-4 corridor and the Florida Turnpike, which intersect in Central Florida and make it incredibly easy to get north, south, east, or west. The I-4 corridor runs from Tampa and the beaches all the way up to Daytona Beach and divides Central Florida really into an east and west section right down the middle. Intersecting the I-4 corridor is the Florida Turnpike, which if you take it north will run to Atlanta, and taken south it takes you to Miami as well as the Keys. There are two main east and west roads that we use, and that is 408 and the 528 toll road. And yes, unfortunately, you do have to pay a little bit of a toll for those, but the access to everything makes it worth it. The 528 starts at the I-4 corridor and runs all the way over to Cocoa Beach, Port Canaveral, as well as the Kennedy Space Center. This is an easy road to get to the beaches too, and it only takes around 30 minutes. The 408 is our main central tollway and runs from the turnpike on the west side of Central Florida through the downtown Orlando area and all the way over to the east side of town. So we just threw a lot of maps at you and a lot of directions, and my wife, Jackie, God bless her, she's not a direction person.
My brain just explodes. I can't. GPS is my friend.
Here's the thing. It's real easy to get around. It just takes a couple of days to get used to, and these are great. What we didn't talk about, I have to cover right now, and that's the 417 Beltway, which gets you around this entire mess, north and south, super easy. That's another one that we have in our belt.
Now let's talk about the schools. And according to U.S. News, Florida schools rank 14 from pre-K to 12th grade. However, when it comes to higher education, we're number one. We're number one. And get this, as an added bonus, if you're a local Florida resident or if you've purchased the Florida prepaid college program, then you get easy access to all the public schools. Did you know that the University of Florida is ranked 30th in the United States? And my alma mater, the University of Miami, a private university, is 50. Florida State University is 58. And this is all according to U.S. News and World Report. We're going to drop in the description box below 2 videos that we did researching the best public and private schools in Central Florida. Also, we're going to drop a link to a very easy tool that you can use if you want to research any school. And you know what? People always think about Florida and that we have really bad schools, and we really don't. Our kids have grown up in the Florida education system, and we like to consider them pretty smart. They're going to FSU and the University of Florida, and we have one little freeloader left, and in 2 years, we're gonna find out what university she gets into. So we don't have a bad rap at all. Are there better school systems? Absolutely, but Florida is just not that bad.
So everybody in every video, they talk about Florida weather, they talk about hurricanes and everything else. We're gonna do it a little differently. You've already heard all that. Let's pretend you live here. Let's talk about how to make the best of the weather circumstances as they roll out over the course of the year. So before I list off a bunch of things that you need to know about the different climates during the course of the year, Jackie has one word of advice for everybody, and it is?
Anti-humidity hairspray.
Okay, we've got that taken care
Frizz
of.
control products.
Again, we've got that taken care of.
Okay, sorry.
I don't need that, but
Okay,
you do.
yes.
All right, so let's talk about how to get the best, how to make the best of the weather that's going to come your direction. Between the months of June and October, we have something called humidity. Oppressive humidity. Change your shirt 3 times a day humidity. Luckily, we also have the beaches, which are just a few minutes away, and they have great breezes, and they're usually 5 to 10 degrees cooler. So how do you combat the humidity? Well, during the months of June to October, don't plan on being outside for more than about 10 minutes or so, because if you do, you'll need changes of clothes, changes of shirts, and in my case, a gallon of water.
A lot of water.
That's our big advice for everybody. Drink water down here, you're gonna need it, and it'll make your brain feel a lot better too. Do your outdoor activities first thing in the morning. Almost every day starts off with magnificent, sunny, bright skies without a cloud in the sky, regardless of the month. Then the clouds start building around 10 a.m. in the morning, and in Central Florida, between the hours of 2 and 5 almost every day, you're going to get some form of weather, some form of thunderstorm, some form of torrential downpour. What's the silver lining to this incredible humidity and rain 5 months out of the year? Everything grows in Central Florida.
Free water, free irrigation.
Free water, free. That's true. We get free irrigation, but it grows really well. I've really gotten into farming and like growing my own vegetables. Currently, I have 1 tomato. That's not 1 plant. That's one little
One tomato.
on the plant. But I've got.
It's a start.
It's a start. Everything grows here, and I kill stuff. You'll have the most amazing gardens, the most abundant fruit and vegetable gardens, and with a little bit of fertilizer, your lawns will be amazing year-round.
The summer weather definitely takes a little bit to get used to, but remember, you're likely to have a pool in your backyard, and if not, the beach is just a short drive away.
Well, and if you want a pool, let us know, because wouldn't it be great? We can find you a home with the pool, and if we're really good at what we do, we can negotiate to get you a free pool.
And that pool will never turn into ice because it doesn't snow here. So even though we have those questionable summers, it definitely beats the heck out of those cold, dreary winters. So the summary goes like this. We love living here and we just know that you will too. It's a great place to raise a family. It's a great lifestyle, great educational fields, great jobs. So come on down. And if you are looking to come on down, we're here to help. It's what we do. We love helping people. So reach out to us and just let us know if there's anything that we can do. And if not, in the meantime, we hope you enjoyed this video and we'll see you for the next one. Bye for now.
Bye for now.